What's going on, guys? Will from Royal Canadian Reptiles. We are back with vlog number 2. This week I want to talk about a topic that I get asked all the time, and that's what project is right for me and right for my collection. So let's get right into this. Alright, so I'm asked this question all the time. Should I get into this project? Should I get into that project? Does this fit with my collection? What are your thoughts? I've narrowed my way of thinking down to a 3-step process when I decide to dive into a new project. So for me, the number one thing I'm looking for in a project is potential. That is the absolute, by far, number one thing that I look at. If I see a new animal come out, or a new gene, or a new combination of genes come out, I always want to look at that, and if that animal doesn't get your head spinning, and you're not thinking in the back of your head, ooh, if I had that, this is where I'd do with it, this is what I'd breed it to, this is how I would handle it. If that doesn't happen, it's not the right project for you. There are so many projects out there, you cannot work with all of them. I don't care how big you are, you cannot work with every single project. So that's number one, is potential. Does it really get you revved up? Do you see a future? Do you see a path that you want to take with that project? Number two is going to be cost. Now, this is going to be different for everybody, and depending where you are with your collection, are you selling quite a bit, or are you just getting started? Just getting started, it's going to be a little tougher to really swallow that pill to get into some higher end projects. So for example, if monsoon, you really like the monsoon, it's going to be a tough pill to swallow if you haven't had seasons of selling animals, or you haven't had seasons breeding, and it's going to be tough for you to say, you know what, I'm going to spend $12,000 on these two project animals. Do I think that's a good idea? Again, go back to number one. Do you see potential with it? If the answer is no, then no. If the answer is yes, and you can swing it, I suggest doing it. Potential and price. The third thing that I look at is the market. Do you see a place for this project in the market? Do you see long-term profitability with the project? I will give you an example of a project that I bought into, that I saw long-term profitability, and a project that I did not buy into, where I didn't see the potential. That was the number one thing. So, the desert. I spent big money on the desert, straight desert, and lo and behold, the females don't breed. Those went from a $4,500 animal in one season to nobody wanting them, because again, the females don't breed. It doesn't really fit into a breeder's breeding program. You're very, very limited. You have to always make males. The females are unfortunately a byproduct of what you're making. So that project just didn't really pan out. Now, I saw potential with the desert. I really liked it. It threw some really nice contrasty and colorful animals. Those are two things I really look for when I'm looking at a new project as well. Color, contrast, and pattern. Those are three really big things that I like. And the other example would have been champagne. So champagne was a very cool animal back in the day, and now they are very, I would say, almost undesirable because of how strong of a pattern they are. They almost wipe out everything that you mix with them. And I think that's, unfortunate, because what I want to do is make contrasty, patterned animals. And the champagne is not a gene that allows me to do that. So those are two genes that one I bought into, one I did not, one I lost on, one I just didn't go into. So again, guys, goes back to those three things: potential, price, and what you see in the future for that. Now, the market part sometimes ties into the potential. Do you believe that it has the potential to make other people want it? If the answer is yes, grab the animal. I hope that helps you guys. Again, these are just going to be quick little 5-minute videos for you. I'm going to do one every week, and we'll see you next week. Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe, share, like. You guys know the drill, and we'll catch you next week.